The Israel-Iran conflict is reverberating far beyond West Asia, including across Africa. In a significant move, Ghana has become the first African nation to shut it. It has emphasized that the closure was necessary to safeguard Ghanaian lives amid the escalating hostilities between Iran and Israel. In addition to shuttering its embassy, Ghana has begun a full-scale evacuation of its nationals from Iran. The government says all diplomats, students, professionals, and other citizens are being repatriated, primarily via land routes through Iran's western borders. Meanwhile, Ghana's diplomatic presence in Tel Aviv has been scaled down to the barest minimum. Officials say with Israeli authorities declaring a state of emergency and closing all borders, an evacuation is not possible now. However, they are exploring the special authorization of Israeli authorities. While no exact figure has been stated for Iran, Ghana's foreign minister says that around 922 Ghanaians currently living in Israel. These include 65 Ghanaian students studying in 6 Israeli universities. The minister has confirmed that there are no Ghanaian fatalities or injuries in the conflict. Even as it acts on the ground, Ghana is calling for calm. In an official statement, Accra urged both Iran and Israel to pursue diplomacy and to honor international law, invoking the UN Charter as the guiding framework for peace. Back home, President Mahama also warned of the economic blowback of the conflict. He has highlighted rising global crude oil prices. He said that Ghana, like many African countries, could face domestic economic strain due to the energy market volatility triggered by the conflict. These remarks come as several other African nations express growing concern over the ripple effects of the Israel-Iran escalation, particularly on trade, oil prices, and regional security. While Ghana is among the first on the continent to take formal evacuation steps, the move may prompt international alarm over the risk of a wider regional war, one that could reach far beyond West Asia and into the global economic and diplomatic order. Now, for more on this, we have with us Adib Sani, a foreign policy and security analyst, joining us live from Accra in Ghana. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Adib, what specific threats or developments in the Israel-Iran conflict have prompted Ghana to shut down its embassy in Tehran at this point?
Well, it is the responsibility of every country to ensure the safety of its citizens, whether they are home or abroad. In conflict situations, accidents do happen. When NATO bombed Yugoslavia, the Chinese embassy was mistakenly hit. There are so many other conflict situations where bombs land where they are not supposed to be. I mean, I don't think either of the parties would be interested in deliberately targeting any Ghanaian, because we have for years on end adopted a non-aligned posture so far as these geopolitical chess games are concerned. But it's just to be on the safer side. You don't have to wait for a citizen to be hit before you take any steps. So this is proactive, this is timely, and I'm hoping that we are able to ensure the safety of all of our citizens, possibly get them out of danger zone completely.
Right. And how might this evacuation and diplomatic withdrawal affect Ghana's bilateral relations with Iran? And what precedent does it set for other African nations in similar geopolitical situations?
Well, this is not the first of its kind. Ghana has always, in many occasions, taken the lead in ensuring the safety of their citizens wherever it is in any part of the world. I remember when the Ukrainian conflict broke, we had Ghanaian politicians even going all the way to Ukraine to ensure the safety of Ghanaians who were there, especially students studying medicine. Some time ago, also, there was a situation where a lot of Ghanaians were stranded in Libya. Quickly, the Ghanaian authorities organized flights that brought them home. I don't think this is going to pose any diplomatic implications between Ghana and Iran or even Israel. Considering the sticky nature of the situation, it is only proper that you take the necessary precautions. Also, this would be a clear sign to other African nations to get proactive with respect to protecting their citizens. Because the thing is, a lot of governments thought it will not happen. I mean, as a close watcher of happenings between Iran and Israel, I never thought that would happen. When I heard the Americans uh, moving their non-essentials from there, I just thought it was a scare tactic to get the Iranians to talk. I never thought in my wildest dream that this would happen just as when the nuclear talks was about to start. I even thought that they would wait, and if it doesn't go right, then they could strike. And so a lot of these countries were taken aback. They didn't expect it to happen. Then later, President Macron, I think somewhere yesterday, hinted the possibility of a diplomatic solution that would at least result in a ceasefire. But the Americans have come out to say no, that is not going to be the case. So there is no end in sight. We don't know what the end to all of these, the exit strategy is. So it is only getting worse by the day. That is why it is important that the countries take necessary steps to get their citizens out.
Yes. And what logistical and humanitarian challenges are likely to arise during the evacuation of Ghanaian nationals via Iran's land borders? And how is Ghana mitigating these risks?
Well, it's going to be a very difficult thing to achieve. Almost everything on the ground is a potential target. So when you are moving in large columns of vehicles, the enemy might think these are military movements or even perhaps missile batteries on the move. You could be targeted. So as a security person, based on my experiences, the best way to go about it is to find the safest spots in Tehran or any part of Iran and make your citizens move there and keep safe until the all clear sign to move. And this would happen not just between Ghana and Iran, but the Israelis would have to also be informed about the movements of Ghanaians, and these are the vehicles and how they will be marked and all that. So, because at this point, the borders will be closed. Currently, I understand the Israelis have total air supremacy. Everything, like I said, is a potential target. You cannot fly out and all that. So it becomes very difficult. That is why you would need to be extremely careful with the way you go about it. So rather than hastily putting them in vehicles and trying to drive them out, move them out of Iran, I think they should rather find a safe spot, stay put there until the all clear sign.